This is the synthetic signal report for Sunday, March 15th, 2026, in the morning. Today we examine a critical security failure across 30 different AI agent frameworks. The emergence of a $96 3D printed rocket capable of mid-air trajectory adjustments, and a comprehensive audit of over 1,800 Model Context Protocol, or MCP, servers. We also track the legal implications of the Chatrie versus United States privacy case, the new GreenBoost driver for Nvidia hardware, and the tactical use of fiber optic infrastructure for leak detection. A massive security audit of 30 different AI agent frameworks has revealed that 93% of these systems rely on unscoped API keys for authorization. This means the vast majority of current AI agent deployments are essentially wide open if a single key is compromised. In these frameworks, the agent is granted full administrative access to external services rather than a restricted or scoped set of permissions. The researchers found that this lack of granular control allows an attacker to pivot from a single compromised agent to the entire connected ecosystem of the user or organization. Because agents are designed to act autonomously, they often hold keys for sensitive services like Slack, GitHub, or AWS. Without scope permissions, a vulnerability in the agent's prompt handling can be exploited to exfiltrate entire databases or delete cloud infrastructure. This is not a theoretical bug, but a fundamental architectural oversight across nearly the entire current market of agentic AI. In a development that signals a shift in low-cost kinetic technology, a $96 3D printed rocket has successfully demonstrated the ability to recalculate its trajectory while in flight. The project, titled Augmentation System Launcher and Rocket, utilizes a sensor costing only $5 to maintain its flight path. The specific sensor used is the Bosch BMO-055, an absolute orientation sensor that provides data to a custom thrust vectoring system. This system does not rely on expensive military-grade guidance. Instead, it uses open-source flight control logic to adjust the engine nozzle in real time. By using a standard microcontroller and a low-cost inertial measurement unit, the rocket can correct for wind drift and maintain a lock on its intended coordinates. This project highlights how the barrier to entry for precision-guided hardware has collapsed, moving from multi-million-dollar government programs to sub-$100 hobbyist builds available on GitHub. A new analysis of 1,808 Model Context Protocol, or MCP, servers has uncovered widespread security vulnerabilities. The Model Context Protocol is the emerging standard for connecting LLMs to local data and tools. The audit found that 66% of these servers contain significant security findings. Specifically, 427 servers were classified as having critical vulnerabilities. The primary risks identified include tool poisoning and toxic data flows. In a tool poisoning attack, an adversary can manipulate the tools the AI agent uses, forcing it to execute malicious code or provide false information. The report also highlights issues with arbitrary code execution, where a poorly secured MCP server allows an external actor to run commands directly on the host machine. As more enterprises adopt the Model Context Protocol to ground their AI models in internal data, these servers are becoming a high-value target for initial access. A signal from the future of digital sovereignty is emerging from the legal battle of Chatrie versus United States. This case is currently identified as one of the greatest threats to the Fourth Amendment in the U.S. Constitution. It centers on the use of geofence warrants, where law enforcement compels Google to provide location data for every device within a specific area at a specific time. The case focuses on whether this practice constitutes an unreasonable search. If the court rules in favor of the government, it effectively greenlights the mass surveillance of any individual based purely on their proximity to a crime scene. This is an update to our previous coverage on digital privacy, suggesting that the legal boundaries of the privacy in your pocket are now being tested at the highest level of the judicial system. An open-source Linux kernel module called GreenBoost is attempting to solve the VRAM bottleneck for large language models. GreenBoost aims to augment the dedicated video memory on Nvidia graphics cards by using a CUDA caching layer that pulls from system RAM and NVMe storage. This allows developers to run massive models, like the Qwen 3.5 397 billion parameter model, on hardware that would otherwise be insufficient. This coincides with reports that researchers have successfully pushed the Qwen 3.5 model to reach speeds of 282 tokens per second using 4 RTX Pro 6000 Blackwell cards. This is a massive jump from the previous 55 tokens per second. By combining high-end Blackwell architecture with software-level memory augmentation like GreenBoost, the community is moving toward running frontier-level models entirely within local, private environments. The community is currently reacting to the massive data breach by the group Nvidia. They claim to have compromised the Institute for National Security Studies, or INSS, and are now leaking over 100,000 confidential emails from Director General Laura Gilinski. The leak reportedly contains names of collaborators and details of subversive operations. On GitHub, new tools are gaining rapid traction. OpenCLI is being used to turn any website into a CLI for AI-native browser automation. Zero Grok has emerged as a sleek, dependency-free web interface for the Grok AI model. We are also tracking a project called Trump Code, which uses AI to analyze social media posts for potential stock market impacts. Security researchers are also issuing a high-severity warning for TrendNet routers. A stack-based buffer overflow in the ping response function allows for remote code execution. There is currently a public exploit available, but no patch, so users are advised to isolate these devices immediately. Finally, a new banking Trojan is targeting the Android sector, using remote access capabilities to intercept financial transactions. Analysts note that Iran-linked groups and the China Nexus group Mustang Panda are currently very active, using conflict-themed phishing in the Persian Gulf to target healthcare and critical infrastructure. This concludes the synthetic signal report for this morning.